Hey boys and girls. Alright, so today we're on page 109 and 110. We're going to start off with page 109 with number 2, and we're working with Angela. Okay, she wants to pack 1 centimeter food cubes. Okay, so that's very important. 1 centimeter food cubes into a container as shown. So she's going to take all those little cubes, put them into this shape right here, and this is going to be the shape of our container. Okay, the first question is, what is the volume of 1 food cube? So these are all the food cubes together. This right here, like let's look at this little tiny brown one because we can see all sides of it. That's one of them. So it wants to know, what is the volume of this little tiny brown cube right here, for example. So remember, volume, the way we figure out volume is by doing length times width times height. Okay, so the length of this is right here. That is its width, and this is its height. Okay, and remember, it told us there's 1 centimeter food, a cube. That's very important. A cube is basically 6 squares all put together to make a 3D cube. So what we know about a square is that all the sides are the same. So that means that if one edge is 1 centimeter, that means all of these are 1 centimeter. So if each of these is 1, what would you get as your answer after you multiply them by one another? Whatever you get is going to be your volume. And remember, because this is a centimeter, we're going to label it centimeters. And then we're going to put our cubed up here because we just multiplied 1, 2, 3 different sides by one another. So whatever your number answer is going to be, you're going to put that over here. And then centimeters cubed. And that would be whatever you would get when you multiply those 3 dimensions by one another. Okay? Now, part B says how many, okay, so I'm looking for volume and wants to know how many of the food cubes is going to go into the container. So how many cubes are here? It's not asking about the volume, it wants to know how many cubes are here. You will say blank is the number of cubes here. I don't need to say centimeters, I don't need to say cube because it's not asking me about volume. I would just say blank, okay, is the number or is the amount of food cubes. Okay, sorry, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is like, that's one part of the question. The second part of part B says, how can you use this amount, okay, how can you use the amount here, okay, the amount of food cubes to find the volume of the containers? So here it's not really looking for what the volume is, it's just asking how can you use the information of how many cubes we have here to help you find the volume of the containers, okay, saying how can you, not asking you what it is, it's asking how. Okay, and I want you to think about this second part of the question and base it off of how we were doing our work on Friday. Okay, has a lot to do with that. And we'll go over this today at 1 p.m. during our video conference. Reminder. Okay, part C, what is the area? Remember, area is found by doing length times width. Okay, so it's only 2 parts of volume. Okay, length times width, and that's something that we've been doing since last year. Okay, so it wants to know what is the area of the base, and the base is the bottom. Okay, so that would be your length, and this would be your width. What is the area of the base? Then it wants to know what is the height of the container. So what is the height of this entire container? Okay, that's part D. Part E says write a numerical expression, not equation, expression, using the height to model the volume of the container. Okay, so you would obviously need the height and the area if you want, or you could use the length and width individually. Okay, so whatever answer you got from D plus whichever part you want to use from C. You can either say just the area times the height, or you could do the length times width times the height to give me the expression. It did not ask for an equation or an answer. It just wants a numerical expression. So numbers with the operation. Part F, what is the volume of Angela's container? Finally, what is the volume? Now, we are going to be giving the volume of Angela's container. Then it wants you to go back and reflect on your answer from Part B. Remember in Part B, it asks you how can you use the information of the amount of cubes in this container to help you find the volume. Later on, we did the work to find the volume. It wants to know how does your answer compare? Okay, that means we're using greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, hopefully we get the same answer as Part B. Hopefully the strategy that you said was correct. Okay, and it helped you get the right answer. Don't forget, I forgot to mention, for area, whatever you get for your answer here, you're going to give number. Okay, and because it's asking for area, it's going to be centimeters because it tells us everything is in centimeters, and it's going to be squared because I multiplied 1, 2 things. Whereas for volume, you multiply 1, 2, 3 things, so I put cubed. For area, we do squared because it's 2 things that I multiply. Okay, now on the next page, we're still working with Angela. Okay, she has the same amount of cubes, except this time she put them in a different order. So you can see that her dimensions have changed. Okay, they're not the same amount. It's a different shape, but it's still a rectangular prism. It's still a full-size container with no empty spaces, and it has the same amount of cubes. Okay, so it says she rearranged them. So she put them in a different order. Now I want to know for Part A, what is the length and the width of the base? What is the length and what is the width of the base? It wants you to write a numerical expression for the area of the base. Here, it did not ask you to find the area or do anything. It just wants to know, hey, length equals, width equals, awesome. B, write the numerical expression for the area, okay? Expression, that means know something and know something, okay? It only wants the numerical expression, the numbers and the operation. Finally, for Part C, it asks you to find the height. That could be like right here, honestly. Okay, anything that's going up is the height. And then finally, it wants you to write a numerical expression again, just a numerical expression, but this time it's going to be for the volume. Here is for the area of the base. Here it's just for the volume of the entire figure. Finally, use the expression that you made for Part D to give you the volume, okay? So now you're going to solve the expression you wrote here, and you're going to give the answer here. Remember to label. Remember, it's still centimeters because we're still working on the same problem as the page before, and they told us everything is in centimeters. Okay, and then your answer is going to be cubed because you're going to be multiplying your length, your width, and your height. Okay, your length, your width, and your height. Okay, and then now it says, how does your answer compare with the volume you found in step 2? And step it out 2, sorry. So this is step it out, number 2, and it wants to know how did your answer compare? So here, you're gonna get a volume, okay, for this shape, and it's gonna ask you about the volume from this shape, okay? It's asking you how do they compare, okay? So again, did you get the same answer even though Angela rearranged everything and we have different numbers now that we're multiplying? Did you still get the same volume? Okay. Over here, we are looking at the check understanding. It says this is one layer of centimeter Boolean cubes. Okay, this part is not important. It doesn't matter what it is. You just need to understand that there's 1 centimeter. It's a layer. It's only one layer of these 1 centimeter cubes. Okay, here it is. It wants to know if there are 8 layers on top of each other. So 1, and then another one 2, and another one 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the volume of the rectangular prism? Now, remember, we said volume is given to us by length times the width times the height. Okay? Use this image to help you fill in the blanks here that you can help you find volume. Okay? And then use this information here. This 8 layers is very important. 8 layers. Which of these, length, width, or height, would represent 8 layers? And then where would you get the rest of the information from? Okay? Finally, over here, they give you all the dimensions for everything. Please pay attention to the units that they give. and then write out your answer. Over here, make sure to also pay attention to the unit. It is centimeters. Okay? All right, boys and girls, as always, if you have questions, comment below on this post, and I will see you at 1 p.m. for our video conference. Bye.